Transparently, I have been waiting months to film this video and I kept putting it off because I kept feeling like my iPad wasn't 100% perfect and I wanted to wait until my iPad layout was 100% perfect to film this video. We are 15 days when I'm filming this to the new year in 2025 and I really wanted to make this video of my iPad tour for a productive 2025. Reason being, I bought this iPad in the summer of 2024 and over the last 6 months, it has completely changed my life in terms of like how productive I am, how organized I am. I've really been spending the last 6 months really perfecting my iPad layout for everything that I need it to be, and that's what I want to show you guys in this video today. I feel like my iPad layout is a good mix of like cute but also functional. It doesn't have a lot of like unnecessary stuff. All of the widgets and everything in here actually do serve a purpose, and I actually use all of these buttons every single day. Even though I do love how cute and like aesthetic this looks, it's also super functional. So we're going to talk about each of these buttons, how I set up the shortcuts, my favorite apps for my iPad, and then as you'll see in this video, a lot of these buttons link to individual pages in my Notion planner. So I'm going to give you guys a walkthrough of my entire Notion planner for 2025, which Notion is the actual star of the show here. Notion is how I organize literally everything in my life. It has my daily, my weekly, my monthly planner, my goals, my work hub, all of that. So that's what I'm going to show you in today's video. Here's what my iPad looks like as soon as you unlock it. This is really the only screen that I work off of. And then if you swipe to the second screen, I have some folders with some additional apps and things, but I usually just swipe up and like search for the app because it's a lot easier than like going into all of the folders and everything. But I can talk through some of the additional apps that I use on my iPad as well. But we're going to spend most of our time here in this first screen because obviously this is the screen that I made look super aesthetic, and I set up all of the widgets and the shortcuts and everything so that I can go to the exact pages that I need. Since we're not in 2025 yet, I did leave some extra room right beside this 2025 button so that in case I have some like additional pages and things that I want to link to right in this home screen, I have room to do that. But right now I can't think of anything else that I need, so I don't want to clutter this up with a bunch of like unnecessary things. I really just want to link to the pages that I actually use every single day. All of the big buttons, I use Widgetsmith for that, and then all of the small ones, I use the Shortcuts app. I can show you exactly how to set each of those up, but those were the two things that I used to set all of these different buttons and make the screen look really cute. These four up here are really straightforward. They don't link to anything. They're strictly photos. I wanted to put a couple of photos, like lifestyle photos, right onto my home screen just to make it look really cute and just to add some like personal element. In 2024, I had these set as more like vision board photos, which I like, but I have some different vision boards in my Notion planner once we click into this 2025 widget, which I'll show you. These don't link to anything, and then the widget below this is my affirmations. So if I click into this, it goes to my reminders app with all of my affirmations. Whenever I have a new affirmation that I want to like say consistently, I will write it in here so that it shows up right on my home screen, and I really love this. It's just like a good way to remind myself to do my affirmations. So I love having this here, and I love that I can change them out whenever I need to. The next shortcut that I have here is my journal. So I use the GoodNotes app to journal every day because I have the Apple Pencil with my iPad. I do think I want to become a physical journal girl in 2025, but in 2024, I was strictly journaling on my iPad, and I really did like that. So I have this little shortcut here for my journal, and when I click into that, it goes open to a new page in GoodNotes, so I can just write my daily journal and I just date it, and then I kind of like freestyle journal. I don't use any prompts or anything, so this just clicks right into that. In GoodNotes, I also have a miscellaneous notes notebook, so I can toggle between my journal and my miscellaneous notes if I want to just like freehand write some random notes and things throughout the day. The next button here goes to my monthly calendar. This is one of my Notion pages, so when I click monthly calendar here, it pops up into the page in my Notion planner where I have my master calendar. And after we do this little iPad tour, I'm going to show you my entire Notion planner, so I won't show you exactly like where this fits in my Notion planner, but this master calendar I use in a couple different spots. Like I use this in my weekly calendar, but this is the master view, so this gives me like a monthly view of everything that I have going on in my life. In my master calendar, I use this for work events, life events, and then also for my daily planner. I mainly use this for my daily planner. As you can see, last week I had a daily planner button for the last couple of days of the week, so this serves as both my monthly calendar and then also my daily planner. And to make a daily planner, all I do is I click this plus button and then I click this daily planner template, and once it loads, I have a new daily planner, so I can make one for every single day, and this is where I time block my schedule and do all of those things. I am like obsessed with my daily planner, so I love having this right here. You can also filter this by work and life events. So if I came in here and I said I had a work event on Tuesday, let's say I had a happy hour, and then I labeled this as work, and then I filtered to work, I would only see my work events in this master calendar view. So this is just a really good way to keep track of all of my social events. If I have a flight, if I have any like bigger life events, like doctor's appointments and things, I keep those all here. I don't really use this for like work meetings and things like that because I keep that all in my weekly planner, but Notion also does sync to Google Calendar if you like that option. So that's an option for you as well to keep you organized. The next button that I have here is what I call my second brain. That's what I labeled it, but essentially this is taking me to a website, and this is taking me to the website Poppy AI. I love using AI to help me in my work and everything, so Poppy AI is the AI tool that I've been using to help me do that. And why I call this my second brain is because it allows you to make these little boards, and let me click into one of my boards so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. This is my content planner board, and I was using this to help me make an outline for one of my YouTube videos. So essentially I linked a bunch of my YouTube videos, and then I also linked some other YouTube videos that I wanted to use for inspiration, and then I had Poppy AI make my YouTube video based on my videos that I linked, my inspiration videos, and all of that. The more data and information that you put into this AI tool, the more it can effectively help you. I just started using this a couple months ago, but I'm really excited to continue using it in 2025 and have a lot more data in there that I can work with. The next button I really, really love. It's my budget. Obviously, if you've been following me for a while, you know I'm obsessed with my budget template, and I use a spreadsheet to track literally every single dollar that I spend. So I keep a link to my budget spreadsheet right on my homepage, and I just labeled it my budget. And when you click into it, it opens my Google spreadsheet of my budget template. So this is my 2025 budget. I've been playing around with the numbers a little bit, but I can just come in here super easily, set up my budget planner, set my budget for the month, and then track all of my expenses for the month of January when it becomes January 1st. Next button here is my content calendar, and I obviously am a content creator, and I keep track of all of my content ideas and my content schedule in a Notion calendar as well. So I click into here, and this is what it looks like. I do try to schedule out all of my content at least a week in advance. My brain just doesn't like when I have to like come up with an idea on the spot and film it and edit it and post it all in one day. It definitely helps me to ease a lot of that anxiety around what am I gonna post if I have everything scheduled out a week in advance. I'm gonna save this button for last because that takes you to the home screen of my Notion planner, and I want to like at the end go through my entire Notion planner all together. So we're gonna save that for the end, but this next button here is for my business finances, and I'm not going to click into this because it shows like literally all of my information and my account information and everything like that. Essentially, I just keep a Notion page of all of my earned income for the year, all of my business expenses, all of my account information, everything that has to do with my business finances, how to like log into all of my tax accounts and everything. I just keep that all into a Notion page. This last little button here is for video ideas. Now, I do keep a lot of my video ideas in Notion, like pretty organized, and I'll show you that when I show you my work hub in Notion. I also really like having a notes app in my phone of ideas that I can just like put in really quickly when I'm on the go. So obviously my notes app is both on my phone and on my iPad. So I have this little note in my phone called video ideas, and then the top of it is just called running video ideas, and I just kind of like brain dump. I mean, don't read through this. It's just like all of my miscellaneous thoughts, but I just kind of like brain dump there, and then once a day or once every couple of days, I try to pull the ideas out of there and put them into my Notion in a more like organized fashion. And then last, this big button down here is for my 2025 goals page in Notion. I'll show you what that looks like. So this takes you to a page that I labeled Future You, and this does come included in my Notion template. So everything that I'm showing you in Notion, it will come included. I'll put the Notion template down in the description of this video. But essentially, this is just a spot where I put all of my like annual goals and quarterly goals, and I haven't necessarily like finalized this for 2025 yet because we're not in 2025 yet, but I have done a lot of work to it, and I've been like thinking through a lot about like what my goals are and everything. First of all, I love how this page looks. I feel like I spend a lot of time in here between like, again, setting my annual goals, but then I also set quarterly goals, and I pay very close attention to my quarterly goals. I do have my quarterly goals listed in here, and we'll talk about all of that. When you come onto this page, I just have a little like intention here, and I change that throughout the year. Right now I'm reading the book, The 10X Rule, and that's a quote from this book. So I just put that right at the top there. I have 3 little phrases here that I want to be my intentions for the year. I was listening to a podcast last year, and she gave me that tip to set 3 intentions for the year and make sure all of your goals align with those 3 kind of like intentions. And I really like that. So I just put those words on top. And then next we obviously have a vision board here that I made in Canva, and the link to the vision board kind of like template is also in this template. So you can change out all of these photos for what you want them to be. But I actually make a vision board for every single quarter. I like doing it that way so that I can like make the photos very specific for what I want to focus on that quarter. This is what I have so far. I wouldn't say I'm finalized with it yet because again, like we're not in Q1 yet. So I'm definitely going to refine this a little bit. But this vision board just kind of reflects that like I really want Q1 to be a mix of spending a lot of time kind of like inside, resetting, recharging, because I think that's really important in Q1. But then on the flip side of that, I want to spend a lot of time focusing on my business and growing my business. So I have a lot of photos in here of like YouTube and podcasts because those are my 2 big goals for 2025, is to grow those 2 channels. But then I also just have some fun little photos of like kind of home inspiration because resetting and recharging in my house is a goal for me in Q1. I have my annual goals listed here, which are around buying my dream townhouse, making $1 million, which we can talk about that in a whole other video. But like I firmly believe, again, I'm reading the 10x rule, like set goals very, very high, and if you come even remotely close to them, like you're killing it. So I set income goals very, very high on purpose. But then my 3rd goal, I just labeled It Girl Era. And if you click into that, it's just kind of like where I'm brain dumping all of the things that I want to do to improve my aesthetics, my fashion, my health, my fitness, all of that. And then when it comes to quarterly goals, I can click into here to show you what it looks like, but I haven't gone through defining what my quarterly goals are yet. So I just have some like sample information in here. But if you click into here, I have the vision board that I created, a little planning section so you can set your intentions for the quarter, and then goals this quarter. So again, I didn't list these yet, but essentially you can come down here and you can list out a goal, and then you can assign it a month that you want to have it done by. This is a spot to sort everything by month. So when you get like really granular and see which ones you want to focus on which month, you can come in here and kind of like outline what you need to do and when. I love that Notion is so customizable, so you can really like write as many notes in each of these pages as you want. I use this a lot to like just kind of like brain dump everything that I'm thinking. And last, for my iPad tour, I'm going to click into my Notion planner and I'll show you my entire Notion planner so that you can see exactly what it looks like. I labeled my planner 2025 hub because this really is like such a centralized hub of all of my information that I need to keep my entire life organized. Right on the home screen here, there are instructions. So if you do purchase this template, it's $4.99. There are instructions here and a video instruction kind of like walkthrough. So if you're not super familiar with Notion, you could still make really great use out of this template. I have some words to live by here that I change pretty frequently. And then that master calendar that I showed you is also here so you can see everything. All of my pages organized here. And then I also keep a master to-do list. And the master to-do list is, I would say, a lot of those kind of like bigger life admin things that I need to not forget to do. So things like taxes or scheduling a doctor's appointment or just like anything that I need to have it front and center and not forget to do. And then when you scroll down here, I have a weekly planner section, and this little calendar here is just a weekly view of the master calendar. So everything links to the master calendar. And then scrolling down farther, I have my weekly planner, and this is a button. So when I click it, it makes a brand new copy, which is really nice because then you don't have to keep like deleting your data. You can have a fresh copy every single week. But in the weekly planner, this first section here has a spot for your meal plan and your workout plan. So if you want to list out what you're eating that week or what your different workouts are, if you're going to any workout classes, I have a section for my weekly goals. So any big goals that I want to get done that are going to like take me a lot of time, I'll put those front and center there. And then just little daily cards. So any big thing, kind of like my today's top 3 almost, go into here. But then I use the daily planner like I showed you before for all of those granular kind of like time blocking things. And I do that at the beginning of every single day. Going back up to the top, like I said, the rest of my pages are linked here. Future You is what we just went through. That's like my goal setting page. And then the next one is habits and routines, which I haven't filled this out too much for 2025 and kind of updated the information, but I did use this a lot in 2024. This page just keeps track of like everything that I love to do. So it has a lot of my workout inspiration here. And in these little cards, I like to save some YouTube videos that I reference pretty frequently for like workout inspiration. If you scroll down, I have a habit tracker here, so I can keep track of different habits and I can list them in here. So I could say like waking up at 5:30 or drinking a gallon of water, and you can list them all here and then check them off when you do them every single day. Down here, I love this section so much because I keep track of a lot of different recipes that I use pretty frequently, or like recipes that I see on TikTok that I like want to try but haven't tried yet. I'll list them here so that I don't forget them and I always have inspiration. What I love about Notion too is they make it really easy to link things and kind of like leave bookmarks and like embed the video right into the page. So if I come down here to something like the low carb chicken Alfredo bake. I saw that video on TikTok and I was like, oh, I want to make that. So I just linked it here and now I have a bookmark so I can easily reference the video that I found it. A section called books and such, and I have my reading list. So books that I love, and then also a to be read list. So you can kind of like sort it from there as well. So if you have books that you know you really want to read in 2025, you can keep track of that there. And then the last one is my favorite podcast. So all of the podcasts that I loved in 2024 are listed in here. And then obviously you can add your own favorite podcasts too to keep track of them. With podcasts too, what I really love doing in Notion is if you click into these cards, you can link specific episodes. So for this one, I copied the link and I embedded it right into here. And you can like leave yourself little notes for what you learned in the episode. So again, Notion is just like really customizable and you can do whatever you want with it and leave as many notes as you want to. Last, like I said, I'm going to show you super quickly how I set everything up on my iPad. For Widgetsmith, these are the bigger things on my iPad screen. So these like photos and the little 2025 button. I like that on Widgetsmith, you can customize the size. So it doesn't have to be these small little apps like it does on Shortcuts. So if you go into the Widgetsmith app, which you do have to download from the App Store, but you can essentially just sort through all of the different sizes and customize whichever one you want. So let's say you want to do a medium size widget, which is this little like rectangular one. You can click into here, you can choose a photo, which I usually just go to Pinterest and I find ones that I like and I download them, and then you can choose the photo and put that in there. And if you click on settings, this is where you can choose to launch a URL. So if I'm going to like a Notion page, I'll grab the link to that individual Notion page in Notion and then I will link it here. So that's how you set up the widget. And then in the Shortcuts app, it's very, very similar, but this one is like a little bit more intuitive. So I'll click into one, let's say like my content calendar one. If I click these three little buttons, it'll take me there. Content calendar one is again linking to a Notion page, which is going to be a URL. So to choose that, you would click on the web button and click open URLs. That's when you would again grab the link from Notion and put it into here. Then to customize the design of it, you would click add to home screen. And then this is where you would customize the look of the logo. Again, for these little icons, I usually just go to Pinterest and grab ones that look cute and upload them here. And then you can change the name to, like I wrote, content cal. And then you would click add and it would go straight to your home screen. So Widgetsmith and Shortcuts are both like super, super easy to use, but I had to watch a couple of YouTube videos to figure out how to do it. So I wanted to put that in super quick. I hope this video was helpful. Like I said, I use my iPad every single day, like all day, every day. If you want to get more organized in 2025, I think setting something up that works for your individual situation is such a great idea. So hopefully you can pull some inspiration from this. Like I said, my Notion template is available for download. I will put that in the description of this video. But if you enjoyed, I would so appreciate if you liked and subscribed to my channel, and thanks for following along.